This is Matt, that's my boy Kyle, and this is Living the Fantasy.
Let's get into it. So we got the quarterbacks today. Jared Goff. If he's a free agent, you can add him. He's a free agent in a couple of my leagues. I don't know why, but again, if you need a quarterback, boom, right there.
Yeah, we already got quarterbacks, so we don't need those. But
Yeah.
if we did, that's a good option.
That's a decent option, even though he's like half kind of trash. Honestly, he's low key trash, but
He's low key trash, but high key good.
high key good. Gardner Minshew, the mustache man.
Mustache man.
The mustache man. What do they call it? Gardner mania.
Gardner. I don't know, dog.
Gardner mania, bro. Anyways, he's doing pretty solid.
Minshew mania.
Minshew mania, something like that. He's doing really very solid every game, basically. Nothing crazy, but like he was getting like solid like 16, 17, 18 points, whatever. I think this week he finally broke 20. Definitely a solid guy if you need some points every week.
He broke 20 because he had 42 rushing yards. You know my boy Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like it. I like him because I found him.
Honestly, he's like a every week play. Honestly, like you could probably start him no matter the matchup. Well, I mean, if you're playing New England, probably don't. But like, like matchup wise, like you could play him against most like opponents, and he'll still probably do good for you. Like I don't know, it's not a bad option.
Yeah, if you're like me and you had Case Keenum and Cam Newton and Mason Rudolph in the same dynasty league, and you were like, oh, this should get me through the year, and then it didn't. Then Gardner Minshew is a great option. He's going to be a week in, week out starter. So just he's a plug and play. Throw him in that lineup.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into the running backs. We have no one. There's absolutely no one to fucking choose from here. It's like you could pick up Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida up there on the definitely Matt Breida if he's on the free agency wire.
Especially after tonight, man, with those the 82-yard touchdown, that 5-yard receiving touchdown, man, that's like 100 yards worth of touchdowns right there.
Yeah.
That's,
Jordan Howard's still a free agent in your league for whatever reason. Definitely worth a pickup. I don't know. The same guys of last week say still apply this week, basically, but like they should have been picked up last week. So it's like there's really no one this week.
Breida is the only person that out of any of those guys that's actually a free agent in any of my leagues, and he's only a free agent in one. So I'm assuming in most of your leagues he's not going to be a free agent, but if he is, cop that.
I had 2 shares of Coleman because in 2 different leagues somebody dropped him, and so I picked him up. But that was before the game even started, so like he's not going to be a free agent in those leagues because I already have him. So,
And as we speak, Tevin Coleman had 3 back-to-back carries,
did he?
all of greater than 3 yards, 19 yards total. So Tevin Coleman obviously he's getting some work.
Yeah, so we're doing this during the game, so it's not over yet. But like he's going to be getting his work regardless each week, so it's just worth a look.
Definitely is.
But again, these guys should all be gone. Anyways, receivers. Number 1, Will Fuller. So I had a huge feeling it was going to pop off this week. Unfortunately, when somebody asked us the question, I think we both said not Will Fuller because I didn't want to give him advice off of my like gut feeling. Yeah. But
fantasy pros, man, we're clearly geniuses within the fantasy business.
Every week we're just hitting it right on the fucking nail.
Right on the nose.
Right on the dot.
But really, it's hit or miss with Will Fuller, and those hit or miss guys are hard to read. So we didn't expect him to blow up, but he extra blew up. He's the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football this week. Yeah. So that means he's a cop. You got to grab him.
So, and like we kind of knew this going in though. Like he's a guy you probably held onto your roster. If you didn't, you probably dropped him for somebody. But like, I held him all the way to this point, and then I dropped him. But I mean, I picked him up to begin with. Still, it's not like I paid any money for him. But I don't know. He's gonna be hit or miss, like you said. I don't know. He's just you can plug and play him whenever you need somebody, like bye weeks or whatever, and hopefully he goes off for you during those weeks. So that's pretty much that.
Yeah, well, Deshaun Watson's finally stepping up into his own as well, and so we expected Deshaun Watson to be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy this year. It's taken him some time to get there. I think he's on the right track now. After that 40-point week.
Yeah. Dede Westbrook is somebody that you want to talk about. So
I do like some Dede. Yeah. Dede Westbrook really crushed it this week. He had a whopping 11 targets, 7 receptions, and 82 yards. I think that he's going to consistently do something like that. It sucks because he's on Jacksonville, but at the same time, we got our boy Gardner Minshew thrown to him. So what can you do, man? What can you do? I don't like the coach, but I do like Gardner Minshew. I do like Dede Westbrook, so let's run it.
Yeah. I think that for me, I'm not picking him up just because like I think he's like a 7 to like 10 point a week kind of a guy, which isn't bad. It's just not good, and I just feel like the ceiling is kind of limited. That's just kind of my take.
I don't blame you.
It's like
I'm
if you really need a receiver,
yeah.
he can give you points.
And in a lot of leagues, I do, or not a lot of leagues, a few leagues, I do have some weaknesses at wide receiver because I've been trying to get some waivers in, and every single week I end up getting beat out for the waiver guys that I want, and then the way that the leagues are set up on RT Sports, there's no like priority moves. It's just like it goes through at random time. It doesn't make any sense to me. So Dede Westbrook is a guy that I'm going to be targeting this week for my, really crappy wide receivers, my Trey Quinns, my who's that other guy I've been talking about? Albert Wilson, a guy who's not even playing right now. So like, he's a clear-cut pickup because he's like the best free agent on the board in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
Exactly. If Will Fuller is not a free agent, then that's your next guy pretty much, I think.
Yeah. His boy DJ Chark, he should be picked up already, but I still have him on this list just because he's available in one of my leagues still.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's definitely above. I would put him above Dede Westbrook for sure.
Yeah, he's above
DJ Chark was the number 4 wide receiver this week. So.
Oh yeah, no, he's consistently been killing it every week, except for like 1 week he had a down week, but even that down week wasn't like crazy bad. I think it was like 6 or 9 points or something like that. So he shouldn't be a free agent.
Man too much.
But because he's on Jacksonville, he
has
might
an
be.
explosive option. Yeah, they have an explosive offense this year. Finally, for the first time ever, that passing game is kicking off because Gardner Minshew is like stepping up, and now it's clearing the room for Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette's getting more yardage, and then Leonard Fournette's clearing those passing lanes out for those wide receivers. It's just like it's a fine-tuned offense. It's doing really good. So, yeah. I say jump on it while it's hot.
Next
That's
up,
just me.
You talking about Mohamed Sanu?
Mohamed Sanu's hit or miss every single week. All right. But if you need to play somebody, like let's say you have some crazy bye weeks 1 week and you're just like, I need to plug and play. Mohamed Sanu is a guy that like he can blow up for some bunch of points or he could have a bad week. I only play him when I have to, but in the past it's been very, very positive of an experience for me when I play Mohamed Sanu. So that's an option. He's a free agent in a lot of leagues right now, and he's hit or miss. He's hit as long as Atlanta's kicking it off, like you're going to be doing all right. But obviously go with those other 2 guys first, or other 3 guys, DJ Chark, Will Fuller, those guys. But if you have like a 5th, 6th spot on your wide receiver core and you're like, who is going to replace these starters when the bye weeks start flowing and the injuries start rolling in? That's Mohamed Sanu. That's the guy.
That's a good take. Yeah, he's always that guy every year where you can plug and play him. If you need somebody, he's a streaming option is literally what it is. You pick him up for a week when you really need somebody, then you drop him the next week. Or if you want to roster him, you can. He had like 3 solid weeks now, and he's looking good. But I mean, we pretty much know what he is at this point. He's a guy that's gonna do pretty damn good some weeks, and some weeks he's just not. And he's just a good streaming option. Again, kind of like Will Fuller in a way, like where you just like you play him when you have to, and hopefully they pop off.
Well, and he's so cool to have too because you don't feel bad dropping Mohamed Sanu. So like if another wide receiver comes out the woodwork and you're like, oh, that guy is really good, you can drop Mohamed Sanu and not feel like an idiot for it because you're like, he's hit or miss. I'd rather go for a potential hit.
Yeah, there's like Mohamed Sanu at this point in like the fantasy world is like 0 value, no matter what he does.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's really nice. Like it's a nice piece to have. Like if you have Will Fuller, Dede Westbrook, you're like, oh, can I drop them? Are they going to blow up for 39 points every single week, or is it gonna, not Dede, I mean DJ Chark, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's a lot tougher to drop them in my opinion because they have such high ceilings and they do have like a decent floor as well. So yeah. Whereas Mohamed Sanu doesn't have that. He just has a high ceiling. All right. What else are we talking about here?
Terry McLaurin. So he's back on this list.
That kid.
He's back on this list because he got injured, so people might have dropped him. I put him on here just because he was a free agent in like 1 or maybe 2 of my leagues. I don't know, but he was a free agent in a few of my leagues probably. I don't know. I'm probably not picking him up just because I'm 10-man league. I don't need him, and a lot of my teams are pretty receiver deep. But like if you need a receiver, coming off of an injury and against New England, he should be better now.
He's a solid receiver, man. I was just so skeptical watching like coming into the season. I was like, man, we already got like I was like, why did we get Terry McLaurin? Well, we could have gotten Kelvin Harmon, and then we got Kelvin Harmon, and I was like, oh, we got both. All right, we're good. But Kelvin Harmon hasn't done nothing, and Terry McLaurin has been a showstopper. He's been one of the best wide receivers that the Redskins have seen in years. If the Redskins can get a decent head coach in there, if they can get a decent quarterback in there, if they can get a decent offensive line in there. So that's actually too many steps. I probably wouldn't grab Terry McLaurin. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I still grab him. No, he's a solid wide receiver. I pick him up. He's gonna get a lot of targets, and that's the reason why he's gonna be successful. Not because he's special, but he's not like in a great situation. He's still gonna get a lot of targets though because he's the only viable piece in that offense. Sorry, that was a really long roundabout way to get there with all the jokes, but you know.
Hey man.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Could be worse. You could be a Cowboys fan. Anyways, Auden Tate.
That's a good point.
Auden Tate. He's like the second string guy now. Okay, so John Ross is dead. AJ Green is trying to be revived soon, so he might be shipped to the Bills though still. So he might not. He's not even like a sure cut like he's gonna be a Bengal, and then Auden Tate's gonna have no value because again AJ Green can get traded. So Auden Tate could be the second string guy for the Bengals for like probably like 6 more games, at least. Maybe I don't know. Depends on if that. It all depends on what happens with AJ Green. But even like his value is still good for at least a few weeks. That's what I'm trying to say. He did pretty good last game. Didn't get like the craziest amount of work, and he got a touchdown, which kind of saved his day. But like he's been getting some points here and there, over the past couple of weeks, and he's a guy to just be on the look for. He's gonna pop off one of these weeks, and then he's gonna be a huge waiver hit. So if you want to beat everybody this is a good week to start and sign him before he pops off like crazy.
Yeah, I would say skill-wise, he's a very, very average receiver. Although I do like his size. He's 6'5", and he just is a big guy, and he's very fast. Not very, I don't know. He's got high top speed, all right? His acceleration needs work. But I do like the kid. I think that his size and his hands can get him pretty far. And then obviously in his situation, it's Andy Dalton's been hot this year. Give him a chance. I grab him in a few leagues, but only in the deepest of leagues, pretty much for me.
Yeah, he's not a super high up claim, but
yeah, and I'm gonna grab him in. I'm gonna grab him in some dynasties because I know he's a free agent in some of my dynasty leagues too. So,
yeah. This is a quick one. Michael Gallup. If he's on your free agent board, you got to pick him up, man.
Pick him up.
He should have been picked up weeks ago, and I picked him up. I've kept him on my roster the whole time. Everybody should have kept him on the roster the whole time. If you dropped him, could have been the wrong move there. So he's probably number one, top 1 or 2 receiver to pick up this week.
Yeah, he's definitely. I would put him above probably any of those guys we've said so far because Michael Gallup is going to be the most consistent option out of any of them.
Yeah, it's just
in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's just a quick check. Just do a quick little check on your league. He's not free in any of my leagues because I either have him or he's picked up still.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's legit. I even think he's got more talent than Cooper. But
dude, I was thinking that exact same thing as you were saying it. I was just about to say it, and I was like, Kyle's got me on this.
Cooper
one.
has good route running, but he's got no hands, man. Gallup, I don't know. It's fun watching Gallup play.
His hands are off and on. I think Cooper's a good wide receiver. He's off and on though. He's just
he's really inconsistent. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
like
clutch.
me in Counter-Strike. He's either gonna go crazy or he's just gonna blow dig. So
he's clutch when he needs to be, but when he doesn't, he just misses shit, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. So Michael Gallup.
He has the skill set to be such a great receiver. Sorry, I'm off the free agency hype. I'm on the Gallup. All right, pick him up.
Legit.
All right.
And then last guy you wanted to mention was Demaryius Thomas.
There's actually two last guys.
Two last guys.
So Demaryius Thomas was the one of them. I don't think he's worth a pickup in pretty much any format. But I do have a really, 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 really deep dynasty where I have Mac Hollins, and I'm Mac Hollins is probably never going to start in the NFL unless there's a mad injury, and even if there is a mad injury, I don't think he plays enough for me to actually want to play him unless my team just falls into the pits of hell. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one. He's on the Jets now. I think that he could do decent on the Jets, especially with Sam Darnold returning. But it's maybe a 5-game upside, maybe 6 games, and then Demaryius Thomas is back to nothing. So I don't know. If the Patriots didn't want him, nobody will. Let's be real.
Yeah, he's not a number one. He's not Robbie Anderson. He did get 9 targets when I didn't even think they could throw the ball 9 times because the way they got their ass beaten last week. But I don't know. 4 receptions. it could be worth a look. It's somebody to like watch, but like, I'm not excited about it at all, and I'm not going to pick him up in any of my leagues. But again, if you're in a super like deep league and you just have a free bench spot because you have trash on your roster, I don't know. Like you said, it's Matt Collins.
Tough, dude.
Matt Collins, we've seen what happens when there's injuries and he has an opportunity and he just can't do it because he sucks. So Matt Collins is trash.
Yeah, it's just really hard to fall out of the old, like, when you watch football for many, many years and then you're like, oh, that's a name that I love in fantasy football. It's not anymore, but like it still feels like it because he was such a big part of our lives.
Yeah, it was like what's his face from the Bears and played on all those teams.
Like Des Bryant.
Des Bryant, yeah, but
like Des Bryant, like because he was shit during his last 3 or 4 years. He wasn't very good.
I'm thinking about somebody, Brandon Marshall. It's like Brandon Marshall.
He's the equivalent. Yeah. Oof. Rough times.
It was like I want to get him because I feel like he's got touchdown upside, and we saw him on the Jets do good. So it's like wherever he goes, it's like you gotta think about it.
But not anymore. Not anymore.
Definitely
it's like
not
Michael
anymore.
Floyd. Yeah. Sorry. So there's too many of these guys. Michael Floyd. Doug Baldwin. I don't know. Whatever. So my last guy was Mike Williams. This is specific to me. I think. I don't think anybody else has Mike Williams as a free agent in their league. But Mike Williams is a free agent in one of my big leagues, and I do have Sterling Shepard. He got that concussion again, and this is a very shallow league. Like I have like 4 players. Like you're only allowed to have 4 wide receivers on your roster, so and that's max. 3 is average. So I'm grabbing Mike Williams for Sterling Shepard because I have to, and like that's fine. But yeah, what are you gonna do? So I don't think he's a free agent in any other league, even in 10-man leagues. So it's probably not even important to like mention.
Yeah.
All right, we can continue to tight ends, correct?
Tight ends, yeah. T.J. Hockenson is a free agent in a couple of my leagues. I don't love him. He's really hit or miss.
Well, he's injured right now too.
Is he? Well, he
was out this last game, I think.
Well, I think they were on a bye week, so that's why.
Oh, then I'm an idiot.
So he's gonna be really hit or miss all season. I think that he doesn't get crazy amounts of targets each game, so he has that chance to completely dud you. But he also has that chance to blow up and do good because he's just a really good talent. So if you really need to take a shot at a tight end, like you're streaming or whatever tight ends, and he's available, you can always stream him and hope for the best.
Fun fact: he's the same height as Auden Tate. Sorry, that was random. I like Hockenson. Hawkinson's a beast. I will pick him up in pretty much any format. The one league where he's a free agent, though, I have Kittle, Evan Ingram, and OJ Howard, so I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And then Gerald Everett.
Gerald Everett?
Gerald Everett. Did I say Jared?
You did say Jared.
Jared Everett. All right, guys. So
it shows how much you care.
It's hard to get behind any Ram tight end just because they have 2 of them they like to use. Everett's the main guy, obviously, but like, and they still have their 3 receivers they like to throw to. I don't know. There's just so many mouths to feed there. Like, it's hard to love the Rams tight ends, especially because like we haven't seen them consistently kill it ever. So like these last 2 games, he's done really good. He's got targeted a lot, so that's good. Like the last 2 games is everything you want to see. But it's like I don't think that continues just because that's just how it goes. They just I don't know. It could be worth a look. Like again, if you need to stream somebody and you're hoping for the best, he always has that option to do really good for you. But I think that he's probably going to go back downhill to being the guy we all know he is. So
the thing is, when I see 19 targets in 2 games, that means they're trying to get their tight ends involved. They're trying to get some more work out of those guys so that they can expand their offense even to like greater heights. So that excites me a little bit, man. That and Gerald Everett's a guy that like he's still young. Like he wasn't. I mean, what was he drafted last year?
I don't even know, but he's not bad. It's not that I hate him. It's just it's a system that I hate. And like you said, 19 targets is really good. It's everything you want to see. It's just when's that ever taken off? I guess maybe this year could be different because the running game hasn't been the best, so maybe they're trying something else. And for the first time, they're trying to get their tight ends involved. I don't know. You got to mix it up in the NFL, but
yeah. He was drafted in 2017, and he's never broke 320 yards receiving.
Yeah.
But this year we're 5 games in. He didn't get much work at all in the first 3 games, and then now in the past 2 games he's pretty much almost eclipsed his total receiving yards like in his career. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I think it's too early to say like go grab Gerald Everett. If you are struggling at tight end, if you've got OJ Howard, if you've got one of those guys that's injured in Joku, like whatever. He's worth a pickup. Play him. Have some faith. Maybe throw him into a DFS lineup. I don't know.
Yeah, right now he's just like a streaming option.
Yeah, especially I think in DFS that'd be a great play because he has the ability to do what he did last week, but he's still cheap.
That's true.
He's cheap.
He's
going to be cheap to sell. So I think that's where he's best utilized. I don't think in like a 10-man or 12-man league it's worth picking up. Maybe in a 14-man.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for tight ends. I mean, we had a question on our stream that was to talk about Ricky Seals-Jones.
We did. I'm not a fan of Ricky Seals. I can't get behind him.
Yeah, we said we both didn't want to get behind him. I just didn't like the tight end game for the Browns. Didn't matter who's playing. They just don't throw the Browns or the tight ends there. And their line sucks, so...
Ricky Seals. It was funny. They asked what we thought about Ricky Seals-Jones, and then last week, he didn't do anything. Oh, wait, no, that's this week. Or that's tonight.
No, this week he hasn't done shit so far.
That's tonight.
You never know, though. But no, that's just probably a bust.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a bust as well, but I don't see any stats at all for him. Are you positive he hasn't done anything tonight?
I don't think he has done anything tonight yet. We'll see. Right. If we again, we're doing this before or like mid-show or mid-game, so it's if he pops off.
If he pops off, keep an eye on him, all right?
Keep an eye on him. But again, even if he does, I still don't think he's shit. So.
Yeah. The other two guys that I had on my list was Dawson Knox and Jared Cook. Jared Cook, he shouldn't be a free agent in your league. If he is, I would pick him up if you have space. I like him. Kyle doesn't like him, but whatever.
I mean, if it's like a deep league, yeah, for sure. But like a 10-man league, I'm not really trying to pick him up.
All right. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, because in 10-man league, it's not as necessary.
I already have my options. I already have my guys. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of 12-man, so.
But he's a good streaming option nonetheless in a 10-man.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's one league where I have the Njoku issue. Got my injured tight ends. Got my. Yeah, it's just bad. So Jared Cook has been my savior. Dawson Knox. We're still waiting. We're still waiting on you, Dawson. Tevin Coleman, as we speak, just scored a touchdown. Nice. So that adds to his stock as well.
Yeah.
It seems that SF's got something figured out at running back. They got that 5-headed beast going.
And then one last thing is just Jimmy Graham. If Devontae Adams isn't playing next week, we saw at the end of the Eagles game he got targeted a crap ton when he left the game. Not as much in the Cowboys game, but he still got some targets, more than he did the first, the two in week 3. So if he's out, Jimmy Graham's an option there too for another week of streaming.
I'm sorry, who's out?
Jimmy Graham, bro. Devontae Adams.
Oh, you're saying
if Adams is still missing time, then Jimmy Graham could still have good upside this next week. Yeah. So I get another good streaming option.
Yeah, I did play Jimmy Graham, so
5 points, but hey, man, it could be worse.
I mean, yeah, no, you could have no points, but still, it's just frustrating.
I don't think he gets no points next week. If Devontae Adams is out, I think you're pretty much getting at least 5 points. But if he gets that touchdown, you could get at least 10 to 15. So,
man, I had a rough week of fantasy football this week. Let's hope the fantasy gods can turn that stuff around and we can get back into that positive boat because I'm positive in every single one of my leagues, but we got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, and then subscribe if you have any questions, comment below. It's probably better if you just go to our Twitter because we get instant notifications. So that's the faster route, but we'll try to.
I'm telling you, people, it is night and day. We can respond to you immediately on Twitter, immediately.
Yeah.
Whereas on the comments, we don't get notifications. It doesn't tell us whenever we get something. We don't get an email. I don't get nothing. So hit us on Twitter. We have our ats on there, so you can just hit us up, ask us questions. We're pretty quick to the response, so go for it.
Yeah, and so that'll conclude that. Join us on the live stream every Sunday morning.
Sunday. And that is the time of your life, people. You'll have a great time. We'll give you some killer fantasy football advice. We haven't been wrong yet. So
we are professionals, always right. Young money.
Put an asterisk up in the corner that says sometimes we're wrong.
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to give you the advice that we would give ourselves and what we would choose. And we're winning fantasy football players. So do you want to listen to winners or losers?
True.
All right, and that's the show, man. That's the show, right? So yeah.
I'll do it.
So subscribe, and then get the hell out of here, all right?
Or We will throw your PS4 out the window. All right.
Hey, don't steal Mr. Beast lines. Come on.
Yeah, that wasn't his line, bro. He's his Fortnite.
We'll hack your Fortnite account.
I'm not doing it. That's childish, bro. I'm going a
That
step
is
further.
childish.
We're throwing your PS4 out the window and we're gonna run it over.
All right. Respect.
All right.
It's too much shit at the end.